Welcome to Varsity Nutrition. I'm Derek Marks, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the branched-chain amino acids ergogenic aid. The branched-chain amino acids include three amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Each one of those three has its own specific function. I've highlighted leucine in red because it's probably the most important and impactful for athletes. It's associated with muscle tissue synthesis, and when leucine gets metabolized in the body, it turns into something called beta-hydroxymethylbutyrate, which actually prevents muscle breakdown. So leucine is kind of a 2-for-1 when we take it as a supplement. Isoleucine and valine play a role in helping as an ergogenic aid, but the strength of their role is not nearly as important as leucine is. Athletes take the branched-chain amino acids for multiple reasons. The benefits include improved muscle growth and adaptation to training. So that's mostly, again, the leucine factor. We see that decreased muscle breakdown, also leucine. And also, and this is sort of a endurance-related phenomenon for the most part, but we see a delay in central fatigue. That's called the tryptophan flux. When branched-chain amino acid levels get low in the blood, it allows tryptophan to cross the blood-brain barrier. When tryptophan gets into our brain, it ultimately gets converted to serotonin and melatonin, which are those happy, feel-good, tired hormones, very counterproductive to any type of exercise or performance. So when we take the branched-chain amino acids and we're at risk for the tryptophan flux, meaning we need the branched-chain amino acids in our blood, they can go a long way in preventing the release of or the formation of serotonin and melatonin, and that can be really important, especially for longer endurance events. The drawbacks of taking the branched chain, there aren't any. They're just an amino acid complex. They don't have any negative side effects. Research does tell us that when individuals take it and they already have adequate blood levels of the branched chain, or they have good protein intake in their diet, that using the branched chain as a supplement is not nearly as effective. Who should take the branched chain? Yeah, I think anyone in any sport can benefit from it, from the preventing muscle wasting, from encouraging muscle growth standpoint. Even in sports that don't involve, powerful, strong, large muscles, having some sort of supplement that protects your muscles from getting utilized during exercise metabolism is pretty important. The athletes who underconsume energy on a regular basis or underconsume protein, I see an extra need or an extra value for taking the branched chain amino acids. They're the ones who are at greatest risk for losing muscle tissue, and that protective mechanism from the branched chain actually goes a long way. Overall, the strength of evidence in terms of the effectiveness of branched chain amino acids isn't that great. The research out there concludes that they have an effect, but it isn't nearly as powerful as something like a creatine or some other supplements. How should you use the branched chain amino acid? Well, most supplements that include the branched chain demonstrate a ratio of the three amino acids, and that's skewed always. I've never seen it skewed any other way. It's always skewed towards leucine. It's usually in a 3-to-1 ratio, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. I've seen some that are even higher skew towards the leucine. It just makes sense. That seems to be the most important amino acid in that group. So find a supplement that has at least a 3-to-1 ratio. How much should you take? Well, I've seen doses as low as half of a gram, which seems to be really light. Most supplements out there range from about 2 to 10 grams, and it should be taken pre-exercise to be available for when we train. Whatever supplement you buy, just typically follow their instructions on what their recommendations are. So athletes who take it, the branched chain amino acids post-training, it can also be effective to help with muscle recovery and growth. So it isn't always just a pre-training supplement. Thank you.